Welcome back everyone to another exciting episode of My Times, where we discuss all the crucial issues that have been going on around the world. My name is Sid and I'll be host for today. Now, today we have got something very happening for you that's bound to make you think and also entertain you. If you recall, a few days ago, the Malaysian government closed down swat stores because they found rainbow-colored watches there. They are afraid they are trying to preach LGBT practice in our society. And this instance has caused a huge controversy all around the Malaysian community. Now, if we jump right into the discussion, I would like to introduce a few guests we have with us today. We have local LGBTQ activist Huang. We have Oxford alumni Alice, who is a lawyer by profession. We have statistician San Dongthong. And we have philosopher, a world-famous philosopher I would say, Isaac. Now let's start with Huang. Many might not be familiar with the LGBTQ society. Could you please clarify?
Sure, thanks for having me here, Sid. LGBTQ is an acronym for the words lesbian, gays, bisexual, transgender, and queer. Lesbian are women who are sexually attracted to women, while gays are men who are sexually attracted to men. For bisexual, they are sexually attracted to more than one sex. On the other hand, transgender is different than previous three. Transgender is an umbrella term for those whose gender is identified isn't the same as their biological gender. Such as trans men and trans women. Queer people are those who doesn't identify themselves as trans or cisgender, meaning the sex they are reaches at birth.
Wow, that is interesting. I did not know that. Could you please elaborate on it?
As for the claim that LGBTQ is a Western culture, it's definitely based rumor. Back before the colonization of our country, we had cedars, which are Malays, androgynous breeds. That includes a band sodomite. Such a band still exists until today. From historical play roles as race or cultures are likely to have sexual activities with the same sex or both sex. Such roles have eliminated is because of the colonization done by the British. They are imposed the law on our land. That includes a ban sodomite. Such a ban still exists until today. From historical perspective, we can see that LGBTQ definitely isn't a Western culture, but homophobia is.
Wow, that is really intriguing. I would like to know more about the legal aspects. Perhaps, Alice, could you please explain more?
I'm happy to. So simply to put, LGBTQ individuals have zero rights as now. So even though federal constitution grants equal rights and zero discrimination to all citizens, but there are no laws that protect the LGBTQ communities. So we do have the law that target and also criminalize this group of people. So the sodomy ban, like Juan said, is still in the penal court until today. So it's under the section 377A. And those who conduct such actions will face to the imprisonment up to 20 years and they are subject to whipping.
Oh my god, that's shocking. Besides sodomy ban, how is the community being discriminated?
Well, all employers are legally allowed to check their workers simply because they are based on the reason they are being associated with the LGBTQ communities, so bear no consequences. We don't have any anti-discrimination law that protect such people. So the same goes with the housing department, where the landlord can reject them or raise their rent simply because they are being the part of the LGBTQ community.
That is absolutely disgusting. From what I remember, you and your partners have done a survey. What are your takeaways from it? Because as I say, most individuals in Malaysia, they are against this LGBT community.
Certainly. Well, I would like to start with some previous studies. We have a poll done by a few research showing that only 70% of Malaysians are in favor of legalization same-sexual marriage, while 83% oppose it. Adding in the survey done by my colleagues and I, we have three takeaways. One, the LGBTQ community in Malaysia receives very little social attention and awareness. Two, most people believe that LGBTQ individuals lack sufficient rights in Malaysia. Sad to report, the LGBTQ community facing discrimination and human rights in how part of a sad norm for the LGBTQ community in Malaysia.
For mine, I expected the results to be bad, but not this bad. Could you please elaborate on it?
Of course! We have conducted 25 multiple choice questions and 2 open-ended question survey. With 100 respondents, the results are quite shocking. Only a measly 60% of the respondents consider themselves to be knowledgeable of LGBTQ community, and most of the respondents received information about the LGBTQ community from networks such as Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I think this might be the reason why there are lots of myths and misconceptions regarding the LGBTQ community, because we can't easily differentiate fake news online.
Yeah, and I can understand it's hard to spot fake news nowadays.
Speaking of fake news, there are actually a few myths that I would like to rebut while I have opportunity to enlighten anyone of the audience.
Oh, then don't keep us waiting. Spill the bean.
Alright, myth number 1. Gay people are spreading HIV and AIDS everywhere to solely blame that gay lifestyle as the main reason why HIV and AIDS ground rampant is responsible and irrational. Stigmatization is the reason why HIV seems to be ubiquitous among gay men. So stigma prevents them from getting the test that they need for fear of being discriminated, not allow them to know their HIV positive status without getting the right treatment. Is obvious that they viral loss increase and it's easier to spread HIV to other people.
Oh my goodness, I never thought of that.
Profile, isn't it? Can't wait to hear about myth number 2. The conversation therapy can effectively turn them back to normal. The conversation therapy is a method that can provide using physiological and spiritual method, helping to change one's sexual orientation and gender's identity back to normal with frame and cisgender identity. Not only is untrue about the treatment of the medicine to heal people, but they are harmful side effects, ranging from the suicidal through the old ways to sexual dysfunction.
Wow, I had absolutely no clue.
Yes, there's another shocking one. Well, a majority of the respondents don't think that Malaysian society accepts the LGBTQ people. More than 3/4 do actually support sexual minorities.
Sorry, but just can I step in for a moment? Because I know we are having a very interesting conversation here, so I will try my best to keep it in reverse.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. So may I know the age of the respondent from this survey? From what I observe, I highly doubt that most Malaysians do support the LGBTQ community.
Well, there is a flaw in the survey. Most of the respondents are between the age of 18 to 24 years old, and most of the youth supports for sexual minorities. However, I think it provides another insight for us. While the majority of Malaysians, based on previous polling, are against of the LGBTQ community, the younger generation, the generation that respondents our future, think the other way. Certainly, this might cause conflicts between different generations, but they might be the catalyst of the LGBTQ movement in Malaysia.
That sounds extremely promising to this of this community in Malaysia. Love it.
Thank you, Fizz. Actually, we've managed to get some previous recordings of interviews to show the audience today. I truly believe in learning from the people themselves what they are facing, so let's show it together.
Alright, cue video. Wow, truly inspiring, I must say. I have definitely learned a lot from you guys. Now I would learn more.
Well, thank you, Sid. There are a few bunches of philosophy that I play here, and I'd actually like to talk us through them if we have the time. First things first, philosophy is the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence. Now, to look into this issue objectively, let's talk about Western versus Eastern philosophy. Western philosophy emphasizes on individualism and rationality. From a Western viewpoint, Malaysia's stance on LGBTQ actually violates the principles of individual autonomy and freedom. The nation's legal system and societal norms deny the rights of freedoms to LGBTQ individuals, depriving them of the opportunity to live authentically and pursue happiness. Laws discriminating against same-sex relationships, for instance, infringe upon the fundamental rights of LGBTQ individuals and hinder their ability to exercise freedom of LGBTQ. Laws discriminating against same-sex relationships, for instance, infringe upon the fundamental rights of LGBTQ individuals and hinder their ability to exercise freedom of choice. This contradicts the core teaching of Western individualism, which values the importance of individual autonomy and freedom. Haha! That's not even the best part! Ethics in Western philosophy focuses on both justice and morality, and discrimination against the LGBTQ community is an unfair act. This violates the fundamental dignity and equality of all human beings. And furthermore, the study of epistemology and pedagogy are also important in Western philosophy. Now, these two theories explain that the importance of knowledge and the role of education. Therefore, if more knowledge about LGBTQ communities was imparted to students through the schooling system and the education system, it may increase awareness of the LGBTQ community and thus reduce prejudice and discrimination. Eastern philosophy, however, emphasizes on mindfulness and spirituality. In Eastern philosophy, the pursuit of balance in the natural world is paramount. Malaysia's treatment of LGBTQ individuals disrupts this harmony and balance. Discrimination against such a community will cause the individuals to run counter to values of empathy, tolerance, and respect for human rights are found in Eastern philosophies. Nonetheless, the denial of LGBTQ rights leads to social disharmony. Eastern philosophy, however, focuses on mindfulness and spirituality. In Eastern philosophy, the pursuit of balance in the natural world is paramount. Now, Malaysia's treatment of LGBTQ individuals disrupt this harmony that is being taught by philosophers of the East. Now, discrimination against LGBTQ runs counter to traditions and values of empathy, tolerance, and respect for other individuals are overlooked when it comes to the LGBTQ community. Nonetheless, the denial of LGBTQ rights is what causes social disharmony and undermines the interconnectedness of all beings, which are central concepts in Eastern thought. Moreover, Malaysia's disregard for LGBTQ rights contradicts the principles of self-cultivation and moral integrity found in Eastern philosophies, perpetuating injustice and inequality within society.
Oh wow, I thought I was very knowledgeable about the current issues regarding the LGBT communities, but even I have never heard of that.
Astonishing, isn't it? It gets even better when we look into the epistemology surrounding the LGBTQ community. Now, from the respondents' survey data, it seems that the respondents have limited sources of information about this community. And this results in low awareness and low attention towards this neglected community. The lack of knowledge and awareness is exactly what the Malaysians face. And because of this, the LGBTQ community is facing a lot of discrimination. Such a hungry and limited level of knowledge can easily lead to prejudice and discrimination against this group. Oh, and also, oh man, really? That's too bad. Good news is, you can definitely find out more about my thoughts on the LGBTQ community when my next book comes out, titled Philosophizing LGBTQ.
We have explored the discrimination faced by LGBTQ community in Malaysia. We have debunked myths and misconceptions about them. Besides, we have put philosophy into use to know what they are going through, besides what they can do to cover for and what we can do to help them. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Where there is life, there is love." And therefore we cannot hate each other, and we have to ensure that every individual has the same rights as others. Until next time, bye bye.